I've literally forgotten how to do this. It's been, what, 3 weeks? Anushka, get yourself together, seriously. Well, hello and welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you guys are new here, my name is Nush and I make reactions here on YouTube. If you have not followed me till now, I predominantly make Eurovision-based content, and as the contest has officially come to a close 3 weeks ago, I was planning on doing this video the moment I got back home from Eurovision, but I didn't have the urge or the muster or the will to do it. I think a lot of us go through post-Eurovision depression, which is literally this low period after the Eurovision Song Contest has ended, especially for the Eurovision fans and as well as the artists. I actually think we joke about this a bit too much because it's a real thing. And I dealt with it the last few weeks. It wasn't fun. And it's, you know what, I feel like for anyone that is an outsider of Eurovision, they're probably like, why are you getting depressed about a silly old contest? I'll tell you why. From 6 to 8 months, us Eurovision fans are following this contest as our hobby, as our lifestyle, as our entertainment, as our source of connection with others. And all of a sudden it's kind of gone for a little bit. And I think you're in such a high, especially if you go to the contest and you're experiencing, you know, the show itself, the live shows, the press center, so many interactions. And I think it is really important for us to make sure we stay connected through this time, as well as talking online on Instagram, social media, whatever it is, to remember that we are all going through that as Eurovision fans, but also to educate those that aren't Eurovision fans that this is a real deal and can be a real issue. But anyway, let's talk about some positive things. I think this might have been one of my best Eurovisions in terms of actually attending a Eurovision. The staging, that was 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Switzerland, you did such a fantastic job with that. I could not fault anything you did, like even the host.
If you lose your bread in it, you have to get naked and run around the building, but no cheating.
But that's not problem for me.
Yes, that's why I super glued your bread to the fork.
One of the best hostings we've had since Petra Mead, do you know what I mean? Like, I think they're on par in my opinion. Okay, maybe Petra's one step above, but even Petra made an appearance in this year's contest, so honestly, could they have done better with that? No. And the songs this year, I genuinely wasn't thinking it was like the strongest, but because of the production value on stage, I think it amplified it way more. I did have a lot of non-Eurovision friends saying how they didn't really want to watch it this year and they just lost interest. So I'm intrigued to see if the viewership this year went down. I just looked it up now. In the 7 days following the broadcast, the grand final attracted 12.1 million views on the official Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel, an 8% increase compared to Malmo in 2024. So that being said, I think it was quite the opposite. It seems like it did way better this year, and I do think the value and show itself was fantastic. As I said, I could not fault it anymore. If you don't know, if you're actually in the press center, you do get to see the show like 4 times on the screen. So you have the rehearsal, which we do see in the arena, jury show, which is the same day but in the evening, family show the next day before the live show, and then you have the live show of each of the shows. And I didn't get bored of it. The artists this year, it felt like there was more of a community than more normal. I don't know if I was just making this up in my head, but it wasn't just that. Even in terms of the press this year, it felt like being reunited with my family because we're all there for that one reason, the love for Eurovision. But not just that, in the Eurovision Village, in the Euro Club, you know, with all of you Eurovision fans, we are all the same. And it's just nice that we can all come together in one place and celebrate this amazing contest. So nice to see so many of you there and meet you in the Euro Club. How good was that? Like so big, just like in the Euro Village. Like the Euro Village was like huge. That must have been the biggest Euro Village I've ever seen. And the fact that it was inside was a plus, even though this year's weather was really, really nice. Like every day was super sunny, bright. Like we got very, very lucky in Switzerland. I don't think they were even expecting that. It was just all so enjoyable. The only downside I would say about Switzerland was the pricing. Obviously we were expecting that, so nothing really shocked me there, but luckily enough we were staying in Germany and there were some friends staying in France, so we could go over and drink or eat across the border, and it was a lot cheaper, maybe half the price. But Basel was just such a beautiful city in itself. It was so easy to get around. Like, as a Londoner, I'm used to transportation, but this was easy peasy lemon squeezy for me. Super efficient. They put on way more trams, I think, than normal, and buses to make sure that the fans can get around the city, and I definitely applaud them for that, because that was not an issue at all. Obviously, we have our winner, which is JJ from Austria, and the fact that that was my first interview as well just made this even better for me, because I had this on the cards to win, but I didn't think it actually was gonna get it, I'll be honest. Let us briefly get into what happened in that final, because this was the only part of this whole trip that I think was not great. The winner, great, but that whole double screen situation with Israel was scary, to be honest. And I'm going to get into this very briefly, because I know that this really gets people ruffled up and angry and calling and accusing everyone of being anti-Semitic and all that stuff, but I haven't actually been able to talk about my feelings about this situation because I've been afraid. I've been worried of people attacking me because I had death threats throughout this season on my live streams. I've just been scared. I don't know what the right thing to say. I'm not very political as a person, and I find it worrying to talk about this because I'm scared of saying the wrong thing. However, this year I can only go off as well by my experience of what I saw. If you want to know a very articulate, detailed explanation of what happened, I highly recommend you check out Faith's video about this. She goes in very in-depth on all the different things that happened, and Israel basically paying for a lot of marketing to get votes basically, and ultimately we saw that happen right in front of our faces during that voting. The song, let's be honest, was not a second place song. It wasn't a good enough song to be in that spot. It was more the fact that the song itself didn't deserve it for me, and also the fact that if it did win, it felt like Eurovision would be over. That's how we all felt collectively in that press center. That's how we all felt collectively as a Eurovision community. It felt like it was going to be over. And it was such a shame because this year was so good that it was that feeling in that press center. I was just like, is this it? Like, is this done? People that don't watch Eurovision are like, well, yeah, it should be done. This situation shouldn't be happening. You know, Israel's part of a situation where a song contest should not be their top priority to win a contest to prove a point. No, it's not right. There are some Israelis that I'm talking to, and also in that press center, that also did not want to win this contest because they know the shitstorm that is going to happen if they were to win. It just felt so unfair to the whole community as well as the Israelis. I just felt like this was a bit of like, you want the world to hate Israel. Like, that is what that's what Israel you're doing to yourself. And it just felt sad that for a contest that is meant to bring people together, it was just breaking people apart. And in that instance, it felt like that. I think just maybe lay off this contest for now. Just give it some space, man. Just give it some space. This is not the first time this has happened in Eurovision. I'm not stupid. I'm not in denial here. Azerbaijan's known for doing this. They haven't really been penalized for it ever, obviously. And luckily, Austria did get it, and it was a big sigh of relief for everyone. A lot of us were crying. That just said it all, do you know what I mean? But I really hope that the EBU takes this seriously, of the things that went behind the scenes and the unfair justice. It is a corporation at the end of the day. They make a lot of money from this. So, do they really care? Not really. I don't think they do. But we need to be there for each other. We need to stick by each other. Be kind, be generous, just be a good person. That's all we should be doing in this community, and I hope that going forward that does play out. But let us see. A lot of things have to be ironed out, I think, and hopefully the more we talk about it, things will be a little bit more vocal. And yeah, that's all I can really wish for and hope for this contest in the future. Anyway, I'm very excited to be going to Austria next year. I can't wait to see what the hosting city is going to be like. We're going to find out, I think, on August the 8th what that actually is going to be. I reckon it will be Vienna, but who knows. So we only have a few more months until the next Eurovision season kind of kicks off again, a little bit, not fully. So hang in there, guys, it's gonna be okay, and be there for each other during this kind of low period, because I know it can be really hard. So it's pretty much summer now. If my content is a little bit slow, I do apologize, but if there are some ideas that you guys have for me to do during this time, obviously I am very open to suggestions. I think that's enough of me rambling right now. I hope you guys are doing very well and keeping it together, and I'm gonna go, but I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.